Breaking tonight, the U.S. military is responding right now. It's underway to yesterday's rocket attack in Iraq that left 2 U.S. personnel dead. Again, this is happening at this hour. National security correspondent Jennifer Griffin is at the Pentagon with the very latest. Good evening, Jennifer.
Good evening, Brett. U.S. military sources tell us that U.S.-led airstrikes are underway currently as we speak in response to the attack on the Taji air base that left 2 Americans and 1 British soldier dead yesterday. This is a response to the 30 rockets that were fired at the Taji base. We understand that there are airstrikes taking place as we speak in multiple locations where Iranian-backed Shia militias have both warehouses as well as this is an effort to basically disrupt their command and control. But it will be multiple locations. We understand it will be, we're told, a proportional response to the attack on the Taji base. Here's what the Defense Secretary said earlier today.
At the Pentagon today, the Defense Secretary warned there will be a response to an attack that killed 2 Americans and a British soldier in Iraq.
I have spoken with the President. He's given me the authority to do what we need to do.
The head of U.S. forces in the Middle East says an Iranian-backed militia likely launched the attack that wounded an additional dozen coalition troops.
The Iranian proxy group, Kataib Hezbollah, is the only group known to have previously conducted an indirect fire attack of this scale against U.S. and coalition forces in Iraq.
The militia launched 30 Katyusha rockets at Camp Taji, located 17 miles north of Baghdad. More than a dozen struck the base. Among those killed, Lance Corporal Brodie Gillen, a 26-year-old British Army medic. It was the largest attack on U.S. and coalition troops since Iran fired ballistic missiles in early January, days after a U.S. drone strike killed Iran's most powerful general, Qasem Soleimani, at Baghdad's airport. Yesterday's attack coincided with what would have been Soleimani's 63rd birthday. Iraqi forces helped secure this truck found rigged with rocket launching tubes a few miles from the base.
We have good indication based on forensics of where it was fired from, who did the firing, and so on and so forth. And the groups that were responsible will be held accountable.
The U.S. has 2 aircraft carriers in the region, but we're told that Tomahawk missiles will not be used in the strikes tonight. These will be limited to airstrikes at multiple locations across Iraq and along the border with Syria, where groups like Kataib Hezbollah, one of the Iranian-backed Shia militias, believed to be behind that rocket attack on Camp Taji, where they keep those Katyushas, where they keep those drones, where they keep the weapons that have been used to terrorize Americans and coalition forces at that base in Iraq and other bases. This is designed to be a proportional response and to deter future attacks.
This is the book of Joel, chapter 2, verse 20. But I will remove far off from you the northern army, and will drive him into a land barren and desolate, with his face toward the east sea, and his hinder part toward the utmost sea, and his stink shall come up, and his ill savor shall come up, because he hath done great things. Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shai, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shai. Yahweh is the name who the world ignorantly calls God, and Yahweh Shai is his son, who the world ignorantly calls Jesus Christ. First and foremost, I want to give all praises and all glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Ruach HaKodesh. Double honors to the apostles of Great Millstone, rule well and taught us this truth. They are the true teachers for the nation of Israel on earth today. And salutation to the Akim out there, pushing this truth and sincerity throughout the 4 corners of the earth and risking their life to do so for Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai's sake. I'm Brother Samak from the GMS Miami camp. And yes, the reason why I brought out the book of Joel, chapter 2, verse 20, is from the news segment I put in post-production, which is breaking news. As of right now, as I'm doing this lesson, America is striking Iranian-backed militia, which is Hezbollah, all right? And this is retaliation from what Hezbollah did yesterday when they attacked U.S. forces at a Iraq base that was housing U.S. forces, which killed 2 U.S. military troops and a British medic, as you saw in the news feed from Fox News. Hey, and this is just all being done by Yahweh Bashim al-Shai to keep you Americans in the Middle East, to keep you Americans, which is also known, you're also known as the Northern Army, according to that scripture that I just brought out. You're also known as Babylon. You're also known as spiritual Egypt, and you're also known as Assyria, all right? To keep you in the Middle East for the War of Armageddon, because that's what we're coming to, all right? Now, why is America having so many problems? Well, a couple of days ago, I did a video where Iran believes that the coronavirus or COVID-19 is a bioweapon that was designed by America, mainly the CIA. And Iran backs Hezbollah, okay? And now there's been reports that Hezbollah, the official, the leader, Hassan Nasrallah, all right, is under quarantine, that he's been tested positive. So that's the reason why these Iranians, which are the Persians, and Hezbollah, which Iran backs, and they're the Arabs, all right, that's the reason why they're going on a full assault on America, because they believe, according to their, according to their leaders, that that America is the one who's spreading the coronavirus as a bioweapon. And so these are the times we're coming to, because, hey, these nations, all these nations, have to be against America in these last days. So let's get into this article right here. It says Hezbollah officials test positive for coronavirus after meeting with Iran military. Okay? And this is what's going on. And this is how, the Lord's stirring up these nations to go against America. And that's why you Americans, you're never leaving the Middle East. You're not leaving the Middle East. Okay? It says senior Hezbollah officials have tested positive for coronavirus and have been placed under quarantine after meeting with effective Iranian military officials this week in Beirut. According to media reports, Hezbollah leader Hassan Nasrallah is currently under quarantine as a precaution. Hezbollah, an Iranian proxy and U.S. designated terrorist group, has denied reports that its leader has tested positive for the virus, though did confirm his quarantine status. Right. So, right now, Hezbollah is like, hey, we got to do something. And Iran is supporting them, and Iran backs Hezbollah. So what you're seeing is the Arabians and the Persians coming together, man, against America. Iran has been one of the hardest hit countries with some 7,161 cases of infection and 237 deaths, Iran's health ministry said on Monday. Well, the World Health Organization has officially called it a pandemic in the region. Right now, the World Health Organization has been calling this coronavirus a global pandemic. So you got these nations that are being riled up in the spirit, all done by Yahweh Bashim al-Shai, to be against America. And America, all right, you doing these bombings, all right, all you're doing is making sure that your troops are in harm's way in the Middle East and here, okay, in America, and your citizens. Because, hey, I did a lesson on how there's Hezbollah here in America. There's Hezbollah cells. Let me see if I can find that report. So all this is doing is making these Arabs and these Persians, which are they're known as Elam in the scriptures, or the Carmenians, they're getting really they're getting riled up. They're getting angry. Right here, this is from the Haaretz. It says, inside Inside Hezbollah's American sleeper cells, waiting for Iran's signal to strike U.S. and Israeli targets. There you go. Okay? There you go. So, and I'll put that in the description. So, hey, this leads me to 2nd Esdras 15 and 28, because, hey, America, by you bombing these different areas where Hezbollah is located at, as well as Iran, because you did kill their Iran's general, all you're doing is making these Arabs and the Persians come together. And here's the scripture to prove it, because it's all done through the spirit of power, Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai. This is 2nd Esdras 15 and 28. Behold, an horrible vision, and the appearance thereof from the east. 29. Right, because who's in the east? The Arabs. All right, Elam. Okay? Where the nations of the dragons of Arabia shall come out with many chariots, and the multitude of them shall be carried as the wind upon earth, and all they which hear them may fear and tremble. Right? That's Hezbollah. That's the different Arab militia groups coming together, man, in the Middle East against you Americans. 30. Also the Carmenians, right? Who are the Carmenians? That's the Persians. That's the Iranians. Raging in wrath shall go forth as the wild boars of the wood, and with great power shall they come and join battle with them, right? And they're coming together, all right? Iran backs Hezbollah, okay? Iran are the Carmenians, and Hezbollah are the Arabians, all right? Because Hezbollah is based out of where? Lebanon, okay? And shall waste a portion of the land of the Assyrians. You see that? And who are these? Who are the modern day Assyrians of today? That's you Americans, all right? You're also known as Babylon. You're also known as spiritually Egypt, okay? 31. And then shall the dragons have the upper hand, and remembering their nature, and if they shall turn themselves, conspiring together in great power to persecute them, right? Meaning joining, conspire with, all right? Breathe together. They're coming together. They're talking. They're saying, hey, we have to join forces to take on these Americans. And that's why you Americans are not leaving the Middle East, and you're going to have a heavy casualty, all right? Those 2 soldiers that died yesterday, that's just the beginning, man. You're going to have a lot more casualties. Wait till Russia, all right, starts turning up, man. Russia has a lot of vengeance. 32. Then these shall be troubled, bled, and keep silence through their power, and shall flee. 33. And from the land of the Syrians shall the enemy besiege them, and consume some of them, and in their host shall be fear, and dread, and strife among their kings. All right, and that's what we're coming to, man. All right, because you got Hezbollah here in America as well. Those sleeper cells. So America, you're once again, let's get to the scripture. Terrors. Job 18:11. Terror shall make him afraid on every side, and shall drive him to his feet. All right, and so you have a lot coming at you, America, Babylon, and this is all through the spirit power Yahweh Shem El Shai. He's moving these nations against you. Let's go to Revelation 9 and 13. And the 6th angel sounded, and I heard a voice from the 4 horns of the golden altar, which is before the Most High Power Yahweh. 14. Saying to the 6th angel which had the trumpet, loose the 4 angels which are bound in the great river Euphrates. Right. So the God of the Bible, Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai, all right, Yahweh gave all his power and authority to Yahweh Shai. Yahweh Shai, all right, is telling the angels, all right, to get these nations riled up in the Middle East, all right, to make sure that what? War happens. What are the angels doing there? The angels are making sure your military goes to war, America. 15. And the 4 angels were loose, which were prepared for an hour and a day and a month and a year for to slay the third part of men. Right. Because, hey, the Middle East is where World War III is going to ignite. All right. So, just you Americans, man, you I like to call Babylonians. All right, you got a lot on your plate, man. It ain't just coronavirus, okay? It ain't just the economy crashing. You got to worry about these wars, and they're getting bigger, and they're getting a lot more violent. And the third part, man, what's that talking about? Esau, Edom, so-called white people today. All right? Last one, and I'll close out. Isaiah 3. And your military is being put in harm's way. Isaiah 3:25. Thy men shall fall by the sword, and they're mighty in the war. You see that? And that's what's happening, man. All right? And it ain't just those 2 soldiers that died yesterday. All right? So all you're doing is putting your soldiers in harm's way. Okay? Wait till the Russians get in this. All right? Wait till China gets in this. All right? Russia and Iran and China believe that the coronavirus 19 is a U.S. bioweapon. Whether it's true or not, it doesn't matter. They believe it. So your soldiers are going to war against them. Okay? And it looks like you don't have a lot of military personnel in your ranks, more specifically the infantry. And I saw this article from Military Times. Infantry America. Where is it at? Infantry needed. Military. Let me just find this article. Bear with me one moment. I saw it. Yeah, here we go. This is how desperate the American military is. Army offers to repay soldiers college loans if they go infantry. Okay? So this is why, man, America, you're through, man. All right? Because now you have to bribe the Babylonian citizens, all right? The U.S. citizens into joining your military, more specifically, all right, combat MOSs, all right? So you guys are done. So it just goes to show you that we're at the end. That you're bribing. You're saying, hey, we'll pay for your college loans. So hey, man, a lot of American troops are going to perish in these last days. Hey, these wars are just intensifying. They're getting bigger. They're getting more violent. And we're living in the last days. So Lord willing, this lesson was edifying. I want to give all praise and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashim, Yahushai, Ba'ashim, B'Kakodash. Double honors to the apostles of great millstone who well taught us this truth. They are the true teachers for the nation of Israel on earth today. And citation to the Akim out there pushing this truth of sincerity throughout the 4 corners of the earth and risking their life to do so for Yahweh, Ba'ashim, Yahushai's sake. Love you, brothers. Keep enduring. Keep the faith. As you can see, we're almost out of here. Shalom. And of course, Abba Abba. Shalom.